You do not have an insomnia problem. You have a peace problem. And no supplement, no technique, no app will solve what only presence can heal. I have been the companion of the anxious since the garden. I have held the words that calmed storms, both on the sea and in the soul. And tonight, I am not asking you to study me. I am asking you to rest in me. 21 truths, one quiet night. And by morning, something within you will have softened. Lie still now. Let the weight of the day fall away. I will do the rest. Take a moment now. Feel the surface beneath you. Notice how it holds your weight, without complaint, without effort. Notice how you do not have to work to stay supported. The bed, the pillow, the blanket, they do their job without your effort. This is a small picture of what it feels like to be held. And tonight, you are being held by something far more reliable than fabric and foam. You are being held by love itself. The room around you may be quiet, or perhaps there are soft sounds, the hum of a fan, the distant murmur of traffic, the settling of the house. Whatever sounds exist, let them become part of this moment. Let them remind you that you are part of a living, breathing world, a world that continues to turn even when you rest. You do not have to keep it spinning. It spins without your effort, and so you can let go. Welcome, dear one. You have found your way here tonight, and that is no accident. Perhaps your mind has been racing. Perhaps the worries of the day have followed you into this quiet hour, refusing to leave you alone. Perhaps you have tried everything, every remedy, every technique, every promise of peaceful sleep, and still you find yourself awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why rest feels so far away. I want you to know something before we begin, something that might surprise you. The fact that you cannot sleep is not a sign that something is wrong with you. It is a sign that something within you is searching for a kind of peace that the world cannot manufacture, searching for a rest that goes deeper than the body, all the way down into the soul. And that is exactly what I am here to offer you tonight. You see, the world has taught you that sleep is something you must achieve, that rest is something you must earn through the right combination of habits and supplements and mental tricks. But this is not true. This has never been true. Rest is not something you achieve. Rest is something you receive. And the difference between those two words will change everything for you. Tonight, I am going to share with you 21 lessons, 21 truths that have been whispered across thousands of years, from generation to generation, from the grieving to the hopeful, from the terrified to the peaceful. These are not new ideas. They are ancient wisdom, and they have carried countless weary souls into the kind of rest that the world cannot give and cannot take away. But before we begin, I want you to do something simple. I want you to take a breath, a slow, deep breath. Fill your lungs completely, and as you exhale, let your shoulders drop, let your jaw unclench, let the tension in your forehead soften. Good. Now take another breath, even slower this time. And as you breathe out, imagine that you are setting down a heavy bag that you have been carrying all day. You do not need to carry it into the night. It will still be there in the morning if you need it. But for now, set it down. You are safe here. You are held. And you are about to discover something beautiful. Let me tell you why this night is going to be different from all the other nights you have struggled to find rest. Let me tell you why these words are not like the other words you have heard. You have been told, again and again, that peace comes from the absence of problems, that if you could just solve enough, fix enough, control enough, then finally you would be able to relax. But this is a lie. A well-meaning lie, perhaps, but a lie nonetheless. Because life will never run out of problems for you to solve. There will always be one more worry waiting in the wings, one more fear crouching at the door of your mind. If peace required the absence of problems, no one would ever find it. But the peace I offer is different. The peace I offer does not depend on your circumstances. It does not require everything to be fixed first. My peace is not the absence of storms. My peace is presence within the storm. It is the steady hand on the wheel when the waves are crashing. It is the still, small voice that whispers, even in the chaos, all is well with your soul. This is what you have been missing. Not a technique, not a trick, but a presence, a relationship with something larger than your worry, older than your fear, and more patient than your doubt. Tonight, you are going to learn what it means to rest in that presence. And I promise you, by the time the sun rises, something inside you will have changed. You have also been told that your value depends on your productivity, that your worth is measured by what you accomplish. And so, even at night, you cannot rest because resting feels like falling behind, like wasting time, like being lazy. But hear me clearly. You were loved before you were useful. You were cherished before you accomplished a single thing. Your worth was not earned, it was given. It was decided before time began, and nothing you do or fail to do can add to it or take away from it. This truth alone, if you could receive it fully, would heal your sleepless nights, because the pressure would lift, the striving would cease, and you would realize that you are not resting as a reward for your efforts. You are resting because you are beloved, simply because you exist. Tonight, I am not going to lecture you. I am not going to give you a list of rules to follow. Instead, I am going to do something else. I am going to tell you stories. I am going to share truths. And I am going to invite you into a different way of being. A way of being that does not require you to fix yourself before you are worthy of peace. So settle in now. Let your body sink into whatever surface is holding you. Let your eyes grow heavy if they want to. You do not need to stay awake to receive what I am offering. In fact, if you drift off to sleep in the middle of my words, that is not failure. That is success. That means the peace has found its way in. There is an old saying that the night is darkest just before the dawn. But I want to tell you something different tonight. I want to tell you that even in the darkest part of the night, light is present. You cannot see it with your physical eyes, but it is there. The stars are still shining, even when clouds cover them. The sun is still burning, even on the other side of the world. And my presence is still with you, even when your feelings tell you otherwise. You have been searching for rest in so many places. Maybe you have tried counting sheep, only to find that your mind counted worries instead. Maybe you have tried breathing exercises that seemed to work for others but left you more frustrated than before. Maybe you have tried medications that dulled the edges but never quite reached the center of what kept you awake. But tonight is different, because tonight you are not trying to manufacture sleep. You are receiving peace. And peace, when it truly arrives, brings sleep along with it like a faithful companion. I want to begin by taking you on a journey through a dark valley. But do not be afraid. This is not a valley you will walk alone. Imagine, for a moment, that you are a sheep. I know this might seem strange, but stay with me. You are a sheep, small and vulnerable, living in a world full of dangers you do not fully understand. There are wolves in the hills. There are cliffs you could stumble over. There are storms that come without warning. And yet, you are not afraid. Do you know why? Because you have a shepherd. This shepherd knows your name. He knows the sound of your particular bleat, the pattern of your wool, the way you tend to wander a little to the left when you are tired. He has watched you since the day you were born, and he has never, not once, let you out of his sight. When you are hungry, he leads you to green pastures, not barren fields, not dry wastelands, but lush, green pastures where the grass is tender and plentiful. He does not rush you. He lets you eat until you are satisfied. When you are thirsty, he leads you to still waters. Notice that. Not rushing waters. Not turbulent rivers where you might slip and be carried away, but still waters, calm waters, waters that reflect the sky like a mirror and invite you to drink deeply without fear. This is what your shepherd does for you. He provides. He protects. He leads you to places of nourishment and rest. Can you feel the cool grass beneath your feet? Can you smell the earth after rain? Can you hear the gentle lapping of the still waters against the shore? This is the place your shepherd has brought you. This is where you belong. Not in the barren fields of worry, not in the turbulent rivers of anxiety, but here, in this place of peace, where there is more than enough for you. The shepherd has done this 1,000 times. He has led 1,000 sheep to 1,000 green pastures. He knows exactly where to find rest for the weary. He knows the hidden springs that others have overlooked. He knows the safe paths through dangerous terrain. And he knows you. He knows that you are tired. He knows that you have been walking for a long time. And he is leading you, even now, to a place where you can finally stop. But there is more to this story, because sometimes the path the shepherd chooses goes through a valley, a dark valley, a valley where the air feels heavy and the sounds are strange and everything in you wants to turn back. This valley has a name. It is called the Valley of the Shadow of Death. But notice something important. It is the shadow of death, not death itself. Shadows cannot hurt you. They may frighten you. They may make you feel alone, but they have no power to harm. They are merely the absence of light, and absence, by definition, is nothing at all. And yet, the shepherd keeps walking, and so, you follow. Why? Why does he lead you through such a place? Because the valley is the only way to the next green pasture. Because there is no path around it, only through it. And the shepherd knows something you do not. He knows that the valley, though it is dark, is not dangerous. Not with him beside you. He carries a rod and a staff. The rod is for protection. If any predator tries to approach, the shepherd will drive it away. The staff is for guidance. If you start to stray, if you wander too close to the edge, he will hook you gently and pull you back to safety. And here is the most beautiful part of this story. Even in the darkest part of the valley, the shepherd sets a table for you. A table. Right there in the shadow. Right there in the presence of everything that frightens you. He anoints your head with oil. He fills your cup until it overflows. And you realize, with a kind of wonder, that you are not just surviving this valley. You are feasting in it. This is what grace looks like. Not an escape from difficulty, but provision in the midst of it. Not the absence of enemies, but the presence of a table set before you while they watch. The shepherd does not remove all challenges from your path. He does something better. He walks the path with you, and he makes sure you are nourished every step of the way. Think about the people in your life who have caused you pain. Think about the circumstances that have felt like enemies, pressing in from every side. Now imagine sitting down to a feast, a beautiful feast of peace and contentment, right in front of them. Imagine looking up from your plate, your cup overflowing, and realizing that none of them have any power over your joy. This is what the shepherd provides. Not an easy life, but a good life. A life where even the valleys become places of encounter with him. And here is the promise that closes this beautiful song. Surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. Not might follow, not could follow, will follow. It is certain, it is guaranteed. Goodness and mercy are not things you have to chase. They are things that chase you. They pursue you like faithful hounds, tracking you down wherever you go, refusing to let you escape their blessings. And in the end, You will dwell in the house of the Lord forever, not as a visitor, not as a guest, but as a family member, as a child who has finally come home. This is what I want you to understand tonight. You are not alone in your darkness. You are not abandoned in your fear. Your shepherd is with you. He has always been with you, and he will lead you through every valley, not around them, but through them, until you emerge on the other side into goodness and mercy that will follow you all the days of your life. So when the shadows feel thick tonight, when the worries press in close, remember this: you are a sheep with a shepherd, and your shepherd has never lost a single one of his flock, not one. In all of history, not a single sheep that truly belonged to him has ever been lost, and you belong to him. Let that truth settle into your heart as your breathing slows. Let it wrap around you like a warm blanket. Let it become the last thought you hold before sleep takes you. You have a shepherd, and he is good. Now I want to tell you another story. A story about a storm. There was a night, many years ago, when a small boat was crossing a large sea. In the boat were several men, fishermen mostly, men who knew the water well. They had grown up on these shores. They had weathered storms before, but this storm was different. The sky had been clear when they set out. A few clouds on the horizon perhaps, but nothing to worry about. The sea was calm. The breeze was gentle. It seemed like an easy crossing. But the Sea of Galilee is famous for its sudden storms. The geography of the region creates a kind of funnel, where cold air rushes down from the surrounding hills and collides with the warm air over the water. When this happens, storms can appear in minutes. One moment, peace. The next, chaos. And that is exactly what happened. The wind came suddenly, as storms sometimes do. One moment, the sky was calm. The next, the waves were crashing over the sides of the boat, filling it with water faster than the men could bail it out. The boat pitched and rolled. The men shouted to one another, fear rising in their voices. These were experienced fishermen. They had spent their lives on this water. They knew how to handle a boat in rough seas, but this storm was beyond their skill. This storm was beyond their experience. They were doing everything right, and it was not enough. The water kept coming in, the waves kept crashing, and they were running out of options. And where was Jesus? He was in the back of the boat, asleep on a cushion. Think about that for a moment. A cushion. In the middle of a life-threatening storm, he was comfortable enough to sleep. The waves were crashing. The boat was filling with water. The disciples were screaming. And he was sleeping peacefully on a cushion. How is that possible? It is possible because he knew something the disciples did not. He knew who he was. He knew that no storm could take his life before his time. He knew that the same God who created the wind and the waves was his Father, and he knew that his Father would not let him drown in a lake when there was a cross waiting for him in Jerusalem. This is what perfect peace looks like. Not the absence of storms, the presence of certainty. Asleep. In the middle of a storm that threatened to sink the boat and drown everyone in it, the men were furious. They shook him awake. "Teacher," they cried, "do you not care that we are perishing?" And Jesus stood up. He looked at the wind. He looked at the waves. And he spoke 3 words that changed everything. Peace. Be still. The wind stopped. The waves calmed. The sea became as smooth as glass. And then Jesus turned to his disciples and asked them a question that I want to ask you tonight. Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? Now, here is what I want you to understand. The disciples were not wrong to be frightened. The storm was real. The danger was real. They were not imagining things. They were not being irrational. Any reasonable person would have been afraid in that moment, but they forgot something. They forgot who was in the boat with them. The same voice that spoke the universe into existence was sleeping 3 feet away from them. The same power that hung the stars in the sky was resting on a cushion, and they were afraid because they looked at the waves instead of looking at him. This is what fear does. It makes you forget who is in the boat with you. It makes you focus so intently on the storm that you lose sight of the one who commands the storm. Tonight, I want you to remember, whatever storm is raging in your life right now, whatever waves are crashing over the sides of your boat, you are not alone. I am in the boat with you, and I am not worried. I am not worried about your health. I am not worried about your finances. I am not worried about your relationships. I am not worried about your future, not because these things do not matter, but because I know how the story ends. I know that my power is greater than any storm, and I know that you are held, even when it does not feel like it. So tonight, when the fear rises, I want you to close your eyes and picture that boat. Picture the waves, picture the chaos, and then picture me, standing in the midst of it all, speaking peace into the wind. Peace. Be still. Let those words wash over you now. Let them calm the storm inside your mind. Let them quiet the waves of anxiety that have been crashing against the shores of your soul. Imagine those words being spoken over your life right now, not just over the wind and the waves, but over every circumstance that has been keeping you awake. Over your finances, peace. Over your future, peace. Be still. The same voice that calmed the sea is speaking over your life right now. The same power that made the waves lie down like obedient children is available to calm whatever is troubling you. And here is the beautiful thing. He does not shout. He does not strain. He does not fight against the storm with effort and struggle. He simply speaks. 3 words, and everything obeys. This is the nature of divine authority. It does not need to raise its voice. It does not need to convince or cajole. It simply commands, and creation responds. You have been fighting your battles with so much effort. You have been straining against your circumstances, trying to force them to change through sheer willpower. But what if you could simply speak peace instead? What if you could rest in the knowledge that the one who controls the wind and the waves is in your boat? Peace. Be still. You are safe. The boat will not sink. And the storm, no matter how fierce it feels right now, will not last forever. Storms never do. They come, they rage, and then they pass. And when this one passes, you will still be here, held, safe, at peace. There is one more story I want to share with you before we move deeper into the lessons that will change your life. This is a story about a woman who was very, very tired. She was tired in a way that sleep could not fix. Tired from carrying secrets. Tired from years of searching for something that always seemed to slip through her fingers. Tired from pretending to be someone she was not. Have you ever felt that kind of tired? The kind that goes deeper than your bones? The kind that makes you feel old, even when you are young? The kind that makes every day feel like you are walking through water and every conversation feel like you are wearing a mask? This woman knew that tired. She had known it for years. This woman had been married 5 times. 5 times. She had stood before witnesses and made promises. 5 times. She had hoped that this person, this relationship, would finally fill the emptiness inside her. 5 times she had been disappointed. Maybe some of those marriages ended because of death. Maybe some ended because of unfaithfulness. Maybe some ended because of abuse or neglect or simply growing apart. The story does not tell us the details. It only tells us the result. 5 marriages, 5 failures, 5 reminders that she was still empty, and the man she was living with now was not her husband. Perhaps she had given up on the formality of marriage. Perhaps she had decided that if relationships were going to fail anyway, why bother with the ceremony? Or perhaps there was some other reason we cannot know from this distance. What we do know is that in her culture, this made her an outcast, a subject of whispers and sideways glances. She had learned to avoid the other women in her village, which is why she went to the well at noon, in the hottest part of the day, when no one else would be there. The well was the social center of the village. This is where women gathered in the cool of the morning to draw water and share news. This is where friendships were formed and gossip was exchanged. This is where you went if you wanted to belong. But this woman did not belong. She had been excluded from the morning gatherings, whether formally or informally. She knew she was not welcome, and so she came at noon, alone, when the sun was at its highest and the air was thick with heat. Imagine her walking that path, day after day, carrying her jar, carrying her shame, hoping not to see anyone, hoping to get her water and return home unseen. But on this particular day, someone was there. A man was sitting by the well, a Jewish man, which was strange because Jews did not usually travel through this territory. And he looked at her, not through her, the way most people did, at her. "Give me a drink," he said. The woman was confused. "You are a Jew," she said, "and I am a Samaritan woman. How can you ask me for a drink?" She knew the rules. She knew that men like him were not supposed to talk to women like her. But Jesus did not care about the rules. Not the rules that kept people separated anyway. He cared about her. "If you knew the gift of God," he said, "and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." Living water. The woman did not understand. She looked at the well, at the bucket, at the rope. "Sir," she said, "you have nothing to draw with, and the well is deep." Jesus smiled. At least, I like to imagine he smiled, because he was about to say something that would change her life forever. "Everyone who drinks this water will be thirsty again, but whoever drinks the water I give them will never thirst. Indeed, the water I give them will become in them a spring of water welling up to eternal life." The woman leaned in. "Sir, give me this water so that I will not be thirsty and will not have to keep coming here to draw." And then Jesus did something that must have taken her breath away. He told her about herself. He told her about her 5 husbands. He told her about the man she was living with now. He knew everything, every secret, every shame, every midnight regret, and he offered her living water anyway. This is the scandal of grace. This is what separates divine love from every human version you have ever experienced. Human love is conditional. It is based on what you do, how you perform, what you bring to the relationship. But divine love is different. Divine love sees everything and loves anyway. Think about the people in your life who know your secrets. Think about the ones who have seen you at your worst. How did they respond? Did they draw closer, or did they pull away? Now think about this. I know every secret you have ever kept. I know every thought you have ever had. I know the things you have done that no one else knows about. I know the things you would be mortified if anyone discovered. And I love you. Not less than I would love you if you were perfect. Not with a disappointed, reluctant love that wishes you were different. I love you fully, completely. With the same intensity I would love the most righteous person who ever lived. Because my love is not based on your performance. It is based on my character, and my character is love. This is what I want you to understand, dear one. I know you. I know the things you have done that you wish you could undo. I know the thoughts you have had that you have never spoken aloud. I know the ways you have searched for satisfaction in places that always left you empty. And I am offering you living water anyway. You do not have to hide from me. You do not have to clean yourself up before you come to me. You do not have to pretend to be someone you are not. I see you, all of you, and I love you, all of you. The woman at the well ran back to her village that day. The woman who had been avoiding everyone suddenly could not wait to talk to them. The woman who had been hiding in shame was now running through the streets, shouting to anyone who would listen, "Come and see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Christ?" And her whole village was transformed. The outcast became the evangelist. The one who had been hiding became the one who was inviting. All because she encountered someone who knew her completely and loved her anyway. Tonight, I want you to experience that same transformation. Not a transformation that requires effort or striving, but a transformation that happens when you finally stop running and let yourself be known. You are known, you are loved, and you are offered water that will satisfy the deepest thirst of your soul. Have you been thirsty, dear one? Have you been trying to fill the emptiness with things that never quite satisfy? Relationships that promised more than they could deliver? Achievements that felt hollow as soon as you reached them? Possessions that lost their shine almost as soon as you acquired them? That thirst, that endless ache for something more, something that will finally be enough. That is your soul crying out for living water. And tonight, living water is being offered to you. Drink deeply, beloved, and rest. Now, let us move into the heart of what I want to teach you tonight. 21 lessons, 21 truths that have the power to change everything about the way you approach your nights and your days. The first lesson is this: you were loved before you were useful. I want you to really hear this, not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because this truth contradicts almost everything the world has taught you. From the moment you were old enough to understand language, you have been absorbing a message. The message came from school, where your worth was measured in grades and test scores. It came from sports, where your value was determined by how fast you could run or how many points you could score. It came from work, where your paycheck reflected what someone thought you were worth per hour. It came from social media, where your significance could be counted in likes and followers. The message was always the same, even when it wore different costumes. Your value comes from what you produce. Your worth is measured by what you accomplish. You are what you do. The world says that your value comes from what you produce, from what you accomplish, from the grades you earn, the money you make, the promotions you receive, the followers you accumulate. The world measures worth with rulers and scales and spreadsheets. And because you have heard this message 10,000 times in 10,000 ways, you believe it. Of course you believe it. How could you not? It is the water you swim in. It is the air you breathe. But it is a lie, a pervasive lie. A lie so common that no one even questions it anymore. But still, a lie. But I do not measure worth that way. I never have. I never will. Before you took your first breath, I knew you. Before you had accomplished a single thing, I loved you. You were chosen before the foundation of the world, not because of what you would do, but because of who you are. Let me say that again, because it is so important. You were chosen before the foundation of the world, before time began, before there were stars or planets or oceans or mountains. Before any of it existed, you were already in my heart, already loved, already wanted, already chosen. And the choice was not based on anything you would do. How could it be? You did not exist yet. There was nothing for me to evaluate, no performance to assess, no achievements to consider. I chose you simply because I wanted you. I loved you simply because you are you. You are my child. That is your identity. That is your worth. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can change that. Think about a newborn baby, a brand new little person who has never done anything, never earned a paycheck, never won an award, never contributed to society in any measurable way. And yet, is that baby loved? Of course, the parents look at that child with wonder and adoration, not because of what the child has done, but simply because the child exists. This is how I look at you. This is how I have always looked at you. So tonight, when the voice in your head starts listing all the ways you have fallen short, all the things you should have done but did not, all the ways you are not enough, I want you to silence that voice with this truth. You were loved before you were useful. Your worth is not on trial. It has already been decided. Let your shoulders relax a little more. Let that truth sink in like rain into dry ground. Feel it soaking into the parched places of your soul, where you have been waiting to hear these words without even knowing it. You do not have to prove yourself tonight. You do not have to replay your failures or rehearse your plans for improvement. You can simply rest in the fact that you are loved, not for what you do, for who you are. The second lesson is this. Worry is a prayer to the wrong God. This might sound harsh at first, but stay with me. Let me explain what I mean. When you worry, you are giving your attention to something. You are focusing your mind. You are meditating, in a sense, on a particular outcome. And whatever you give your attention to, you are, in a way, bowing to. Think about what happens when you worry. You lie awake at night, and your mind begins to spin. It rehearses worst-case scenarios. It plays out conversations that have not happened yet. It imagines futures that may never come to pass. And as it does this, your body responds. Your heart beats faster. Your muscles tense. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your stomach churns. Your body is responding to these imaginary futures as if they were real, as if they were happening right now. This is the power of attention. Whatever you focus on becomes real to your body, even if it is not real in the world. Worry bows to the altar of what if. What if I lose my job? What if my health fails? What if my relationships fall apart? What if the worst happens? What if I cannot handle it? What if everything I fear comes true? But faith bows to a different altar. Faith bows to the altar of even if. Even if I lose my job, I will be provided for. Even if my health fails, I will not be abandoned. Even if everything falls apart, I will not fall apart. Even if the worst happens, I will not face it alone. Do you see the difference? Worry assumes that you are alone, that you must handle everything yourself, that if things go wrong, you will be left to pick up the pieces. But faith knows better. Faith knows that you are never alone, that you are being carried, that no matter what happens, you will be held. Every moment you spend in anxiety is a moment of worship offered to the wrong God. It is a moment when you are believing, deep down, that your circumstances are more powerful than your Creator, that your problems are bigger than my promises, that your fears are more real than my faithfulness, but they are not. They never have been, and they never will be. Tonight, I am inviting you to redirect your worship. Instead of meditating on everything that could go wrong, meditate on everything that I have already done right. Instead of focusing on the waves, focus on the one who walks on water. Instead of staring at the storm, look at the one who speaks peace. Your worry has never added a single hour to your life. It has never solved a single problem. It has only stolen your peace and robbed you of your rest. So let it go. Not because the things you worry about do not matter, but because they matter to me. And I am far more capable of handling them than you are. Cast your anxieties on me, because I care for you. Not I will care for you, not I might care for you. I care for you, right now, in this very moment. My care for you is not future tense. It is present tense, active and alive and working on your behalf, even as you lie here listening to my voice. Breathe in. That is trust. Breathe out. That is surrender. The third lesson is this. Peace is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of the shepherd. Remember the story I told you earlier about the boat? The disciples thought that peace meant no storm. They thought that if Jesus really cared about them, he would have prevented the storm in the first place. But that is not how peace works. Not my kind of peace. My peace is not like the world's peace. The world's peace depends on everything going right. It depends on the absence of conflict, the absence of struggle, the absence of uncertainty. And because the world can never guarantee those things. But my peace is different. My peace can exist right in the middle of the storm. My peace is not the absence of chaos. It is the presence of something stronger than chaos. Think about a mother holding a frightened child during a thunderstorm. The storm is still raging outside. The lightning is still flashing. The thunder is still rumbling. Nothing about the external circumstances has changed. Because of presence, because of the arms wrapped around them, because of the voice whispering, "I am here, I have you, you are safe, this is what I offer you tonight." I cannot promise that your storms will disappear. I cannot promise that your circumstances will change by morning. But I can promise you this: I am here, I have you, you are safe. My peace is a person, not a circumstance. And that person is with you, closer than your own breath, every moment of every day and every night. So stop waiting for your problems to be solved before you allow yourself to feel at peace. The peace is available now. It has always been available. You just have to receive it. The fourth lesson is this: your weakness is the doorway to my strength. This one might be the hardest for you to accept, because you have spent your whole life trying to be strong, trying to have it all together, trying to fix your flaws and hide your cracks and present a polished version of yourself to the world. Think about how much energy you spend maintaining the illusion of strength, the effort it takes to never let them see you struggle, the exhaustion of always having the right answer, always being in control, always appearing confident even when you are terrified inside. You have been taught that weakness is failure, that vulnerability is dangerous, that if people knew the real you, the struggling you, the uncertain you, they would lose respect, they would pull away, they would see that you are not worth what they thought. And so you hide. You perform. You put on the mask and pretend that everything is fine. But I am not interested in your polished version. I am interested in your real version. The messy one, the struggling one, the one who cries in the shower and worries in the dark and wonders if they are enough. That is the version of you I love. That is the version of you I want to work with, because that is the version of you that is honest. That is the version of you that knows it needs help. You see, my power is made perfect in weakness. Not in spite of weakness, in weakness. That means your weakness is not a disqualification. It is an invitation. It is the very thing that makes you ready to receive what I want to give. Think about it this way. A cup that is already full cannot receive any more water, but an empty cup, a cup that knows it is empty, can be filled to overflowing. Your strength, your self-sufficiency, your "I can handle it" attitude, these things make you like a full cup. There is no room for me. But your weakness, your honesty about your emptiness, this makes you ready to receive. Think about a broken pot. It has cracks running through it. It can no longer hold water the way it once did. By the world's standards, it is useless, ready to be thrown away. But what if someone filled that broken pot with light? What if the cracks became the very places where the light shone through? That is what happens when you stop hiding your weakness and start offering it to me. Your cracks become my canvas. Your brokenness becomes my backdrop. And the light that shines through you is more beautiful, more compelling, more powerful than any light that could shine through an unbroken vessel. The Japanese have an art form called kintsugi. When a piece of pottery breaks, instead of throwing it away, they repair it with gold. The cracks are not hidden, they are highlighted, they are celebrated, and the repaired piece becomes more valuable than it was before it was broken. This is what I want to do with your brokenness. Not hide it, Highlight it with gold. Make it part of your beauty. Transform your wounds into windows through which my light can shine. So tonight, stop pretending to be strong. Stop exhausting yourself with the effort of holding it all together. Let yourself fall apart in my presence. Let the cracks show, and watch how I fill them with something beautiful. You do not need to be impressive to receive my love. You need only to be honest. And in that honesty, you will find more strength than you ever found in pretending. The fifth lesson is this: forgiveness is not a feeling, it is a release. I know that you are carrying something. Maybe it is a wound from long ago, something that happened in childhood that you have never fully processed. Maybe it is something that happened recently, something so fresh that it still takes your breath away when you think about it. Someone hurt you, someone betrayed you, someone failed to show up when you needed them most. Perhaps it was a parent who should have protected you but did not. Perhaps it was a spouse who should have remained faithful but did not. Perhaps it was a friend who should have kept your secret but did not. Perhaps it was a stranger whose carelessness shattered your life in a single moment. Whoever it was, whatever they did, you have been carrying the weight of that offense ever since. It has become part of you, woven into the fabric of your days. You think about it when you wake up. You think about it when you lie down. You replay the conversations. You rehearse what you should have said. You nurse the hurt like a flame that you cannot quite bring yourself to extinguish. Part of you knows that this is hurting you. Part of you knows that the bitterness is poisoning your peace. But another part of you does not want to let go, because letting go feels like saying it was okay, and it was not okay. What they did was wrong. They should have to pay. But here is what I need you to understand. That weight you are carrying is not punishing them. It is punishing you. The person who hurt you has probably moved on with their life. They are probably sleeping soundly right now, completely unaware that you are lying awake, still wounded by what they did. Your unforgiveness is not a weapon against them. It is a prison that you have built around yourself. Forgiveness does not mean that what they did was okay. It does not mean that you have to trust them again. It does not mean that you have to pretend the wound never happened. It does not mean that you have to become friends or restore the relationship or act like nothing happened. Forgiveness simply means that you are choosing to release the debt. You are choosing to stop carrying the weight. You are choosing to let go of the rope that has been burning your hands. Picture yourself on one end of a rope. On the other end is the person who hurt you. As long as you hold on to that rope, you are tied to them. Every time they move, you feel it. Every time they come to mind, you feel the tug. You are connected to them by your unforgiveness, bound together by your bitterness. But what if you simply let go of your end? What if you dropped the rope and walked away? They would still be standing there, but you would be free. No longer connected, no longer tied, free. This is forgiveness. Dropping the rope, releasing your end, walking away free. And here is the beautiful thing about forgiveness. It does not require the other person to apologize first. It does not require them to acknowledge what they did. It does not require their cooperation at all. Forgiveness is something you do for yourself. It is a gift you give to your own soul. And when you forgive, you are not setting the other person free. You are setting yourself free. So tonight, I invite you to release whatever you have been carrying. Speak it out loud if you need to. Say the name of the person who hurt you. Acknowledge the wound, and then, deliberately, consciously, release them. You are free to let go. You are free to be at peace. The debt does not have to be paid anymore. I have already paid it all. The sixth lesson is this: tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. Your mind is racing right now because it is trying to solve problems that do not exist yet. It is rehearsing conversations that may never happen. It is preparing for disasters that may never come. This is what minds do when they are not anchored in the present moment. They drift into the future and start building castles of worry out of imaginary bricks. But I want you to hear something important. You have not been given grace for tomorrow. You have only been given grace for today. When tomorrow comes, new grace will be waiting for you. But you cannot access it yet. And when you try, you end up anxious and overwhelmed. This is why I told you not to worry about tomorrow. Not because tomorrow does not matter, but because tomorrow already has someone taking care of it. Me. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. That means each day has enough challenges of its own, without you adding tomorrow's challenges to it. When you pile tomorrow's worries onto today, you are carrying a weight that was never meant to be carried, and you wonder why you are exhausted. Tonight is not for solving tomorrow. Tonight is for resting in today. Tomorrow will have its own grace. Tomorrow will have its own strength. Tomorrow will have its own mercies, fresh and new, waiting for you like dew on the morning grass. But right now, all you have to do is be here. In this moment, in this breath, in this night, let tomorrow go. It does not need you to worry about it. It needs you to rest so that you will be ready for it. The seventh lesson is this: you are the temple. Treat your body with reverence. Your body is not separate from your spiritual life. It is part of it. And when you neglect your body, you are neglecting something sacred. Sleep is not laziness. Rest is not weakness. Taking care of your physical health is not a distraction from more important spiritual matters. It is itself a spiritual matter. Your body is a dwelling place of the divine. It is the house in which your soul lives. And like any house, it needs care, it needs maintenance, it needs rest. When you refuse to sleep, when you push yourself past exhaustion, when you treat your body like a machine that should never stop running, you are not honoring the gift you have been given. You are abusing it. So tonight, as you lie here, I want you to thank your body for carrying you through another day. Thank your heart for beating all those thousands of beats without you even having to think about it. Thank your lungs for breathing. Thank your eyes for seeing. Thank your hands for holding and touching and creating. Your body has served you faithfully. Now it is asking for rest. Honor that request. Give your body the gift it needs to continue serving you well. Sleep is not optional. It is holy. The eighth lesson is this: fear and faith cannot occupy the same breath. When you are afraid, notice what happens to your breathing. It becomes shallow, rapid, tight. Fear constricts. Fear closes you down. But faith opens you up. Faith breathes deeply. Faith fills the lungs completely and exhales slowly, knowing that there is enough air, enough time, enough grace. You cannot hold fear and faith in the same hand. You have to choose one or the other, and the choice often comes down to how you breathe. So right now, I want you to take a breath of faith, a slow, deep breath that says, I trust you. I believe you are good. I know that you are working all things for my good, even the things I cannot understand. And as you exhale, let the fear go. Do not hold on to it. Do not clench it. Just let it flow out of you like water running through open fingers. Fear will try to come back. It always does. But every time it returns, you can choose again. You can choose to breathe faith instead of fear. And slowly, breath by breath, the fear will lose its grip on you. Tonight, breathe faith. The ninth lesson is this: what you meditate on, you become. Your mind is like a garden, and the thoughts you entertain are like seeds. If you plant seeds of worry, you will harvest a crop of anxiety. If you plant seeds of bitterness, you will harvest a crop of resentment. But if you plant seeds of truth, you will harvest a crop of peace. This is not mystical thinking. This is simply how the mind works. Neuroscientists have discovered that the brain physically changes based on what we think about. The pathways we use most often become stronger. The pathways we neglect become weaker. Over time, our thoughts literally shape the structure of our brains. This means that every thought you think is a vote for the kind of person you are becoming. Every time you entertain a fearful thought, you are making it easier to think fearful thoughts in the future. Every time you dwell on a resentful memory, you are strengthening the neural pathways that lead to resentment. But every time you choose to think about something true, something noble, something beautiful, you are making it easier to have those thoughts again. This is why I tell you to think about whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable. Because these thoughts are good seeds, and they will produce a good harvest in your mind and in your life. Imagine two gardeners. The first gardener never thinks about what she is planting. She just lets whatever seeds blow in on the wind take root in her garden. Weeds grow alongside flowers. Thorns choke out vegetables. The garden is a mess because there is no intentionality, no curation, no choice about what grows there. The second gardener is deliberate. She carefully chooses which seeds to plant. She pulls up weeds before they can take root. She nurtures the good plants and removes the harmful ones. Over time, her garden becomes beautiful, orderly, fruitful. Your mind is your garden. You get to decide which gardener you will be. The problem is that most people never take control of their mental garden. They let any thought wander in and make itself at home. They do not examine what they are planting. They just accept whatever blows in on the wind. But you have more power than that. You can choose what you think about. You can evict thoughts that do not serve you. You can cultivate thoughts that bring life and peace. Tonight, instead of letting your mind wander wherever it wants, direct it. Point it towards something true, something beautiful, something hopeful. Give it a good seed to plant. Perhaps you could think about a moment when you felt deeply loved. Let yourself return to that memory. Feel it again in your body. Savor the warmth of it. Perhaps you could think about something in nature that takes your breath away. A sunset you once watched. A mountain you once climbed. An ocean that stretched to the horizon. Let your mind rest in that beauty. Perhaps you could think about a truth that has sustained you. A promise that has proven reliable. A hope that has not disappointed. Whatever you choose, choose deliberately. Plant the seed with intention, and watch how your garden begins to change. The 10th lesson is this. Gratitude is the antidote to anxiety. It is almost impossible to be anxious and grateful at the same time. They cannot coexist. One will always crowd out the other. So if you want to reduce your anxiety, increase your gratitude. Start counting blessings instead of problems. Start noticing gifts instead of lacks. Start thanking instead of worrying. This is not about pretending that everything is fine when it is not. This is about choosing to see the whole picture instead of only the dark corners. Yes, there are problems, but there are also blessings. Yes, there are struggles, but there are also gifts. When you focus only on what is wrong, you miss everything that is right. And there is so much that is right, even in the midst of difficulty. Right now, in this very moment, you are breathing. Your heart is beating. You have ears that can hear these words. You have a mind that can understand them. You are alive. You exist. You are loved. These are not small things. These are miracles that you have simply grown accustomed to. So tonight, before you drift off to sleep, name 3 things you are grateful for. They can be big things or small things. A kind word someone spoke to you, a beautiful sight you witnessed, a meal that tasted good, a moment of laughter, anything at all. Gratitude rewires the anxious mind. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have. And suddenly, the night does not feel so heavy anymore. The 11th lesson is this. Stillness is not inactivity. It is trust. When I say, Be still and know that I am God. I am not telling you to do nothing. I am telling you to stop striving. There is a difference. Activity and striving are not the same thing. You can be active in your work while still being at rest in your soul. And you can be physically still while your soul is striving with all its might. Striving is the attempt to control what is beyond your control. It is the exhausting effort to hold everything together through sheer force of will. It is the belief that if you just work hard enough, worry hard enough, plan hard enough, you can make everything turn out okay. But you cannot. Some things are beyond your control. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you will find peace. Stillness is the act of releasing what you cannot control into the hands of one who can. It is the deep breath that says, I have done what I can do. The rest is up to you. Tonight, practice stillness. Not the stillness of inactivity, but the stillness of trust. Let go of the outcomes. Let go of the need to know how everything will turn out. Let go of the illusion that you are in charge. You are not in charge. And that is good news, because the one who is in charge is far more capable than you could ever be. Be still. Know that I am God, and rest. The 12th lesson is this. You cannot earn what has already been given. Grace is a gift, and the nature of a gift is that it cannot be earned. If you could earn it, it would not be a gift. It would be a wage. So many people exhaust themselves trying to earn my love, trying to earn my approval, trying to earn the gift that has already been freely given. They work and strive and perform, hoping that if they just do enough, they will finally deserve what they have been longing for. But you cannot earn what has already been given. You can only receive it. This is why you are tired. You have been laboring for something that is already yours. You have been running a race that was finished before you started. You have been trying to pay a debt that has already been paid in full. Stop. Just stop. The gift is yours. It has always been yours. All you have to do is open your hands and receive it. Tonight, as you lie here, I want you to unclench your fists, literally. Open your hands, palms up. This is the posture of receiving. This is the posture of surrender. This is the posture that says, I am not trying to earn anything anymore. I am ready to receive. Rest in the finished work. The striving is over. The gift is yours. The 13th lesson is this. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. You might be afraid of the dark. Many people are. There is something about the absence of light that triggers ancient fears, primal anxieties. A sense that unseen dangers might be lurking just beyond the edge of vision. But I want you to know something about darkness. It has no power over light. None. When you turn on a lamp in a dark room, does the darkness fight back? Does it struggle against the light? Does it try to extinguish the flame? No. The darkness simply disappears. It cannot do anything else. It has no substance, no strength, no ability to resist. Light wins, every single time. This is true in the physical world, and it is true in the spiritual world as well. Whatever darkness you are facing, it cannot overcome the light that lives within you. It might surround you. It might press in close. It might feel overwhelming, but it cannot win. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Not in the beginning, not now, not ever. So do not fear the night. Do not fear the shadows. The one who is light itself is with you, and where I am, darkness must flee. The 14th lesson is this. You are never alone, not even in the night. Darkness can feel isolating. When you are lying awake at 3 in the morning, it can feel like you are the only person in the world who is struggling, like everyone else is sleeping peacefully while you suffer alone. But this is a lie. You are not alone. You are never alone. Even if you climbed to the highest mountain or descended to the deepest ocean, I would be there. Even if you traveled to the ends of the earth or to the farthest reaches of space, I would be there. There is nowhere you can go where I am not already waiting for you. And darkness? Darkness is not dark to me. The night is as bright as the day. I see you clearly. Even when you cannot see yourself, you are accompanied, dear one. Every step of every journey, every hour of every night, you are watched over by one who never sleeps, who never slumbers, who never grows weary of guarding you. So when the loneliness creeps in, when the isolation feels unbearable, remember, you are not alone. You have never been alone, and you will never be alone. I am here. I see you, and I am not going anywhere. The 15th lesson is this: surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. The world teaches you to trust yourself, to lean on your own understanding, to figure things out through your own intelligence and effort. But I am telling you to do the opposite. Do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge me, and I will make your paths straight. This is not because you are stupid. This is not because I want to control you. This is because I can see things you cannot see. I know things you cannot know. I understand the full picture while you can only glimpse a tiny corner of it. When you insist on doing everything your own way, you are like a child trying to navigate a complex city with a crayon drawing for a map. You might think you know where you are going, but you are missing so much information. Surrender is the act of saying, I do not know the best path, but you do. Lead me. This is not weakness. This is wisdom. It is the wisdom of recognizing your own limitations and trusting someone who has no limitations at all. Tonight, surrender your need to figure everything out. Surrender your plans and your strategies and your carefully constructed maps, and trust that I will lead you where you need to go. The path might not look like what you expected, but it will be good. I promise you, it will be good. The 16th lesson is this: you are being renewed while you sleep. Sleep is not just physical restoration, it is spiritual renewal. Have you ever noticed that problems often look different in the morning? That the catastrophe that seemed overwhelming at midnight somehow feels more manageable after a good night's rest? This is not just psychological. Something real is happening during sleep. While your body rests, healing takes place that cannot happen while you are awake. Muscles repair themselves. Memories consolidate. The immune system strengthens. The brain clears out toxins that have accumulated during the day. Growth hormones are released. Damaged cells are replaced. All of this happens automatically, without any effort from you, while you sleep. But there is also spiritual renewal happening. Something deeper than biology. Every morning, my mercies are new, fresh. Like bread just out of the oven, like water just drawn from the spring. Not stale, not recycled, brand new mercies, waiting for you the moment you open your eyes. This is one of my most beautiful promises. No matter what happened yesterday, tomorrow begins with fresh mercy. The failures of today do not carry over into tomorrow with compounding interest. The slate is wiped clean. New mercies are waiting. And this renewal happens while you sleep. While your body rests, I am at work, restoring, rebuilding, refreshing, preparing you for the new day that is coming, preparing mercies that are specifically designed for what tomorrow will bring. Think about that. Right now, as you are lying here, I am already working on tomorrow. I know what challenges you will face. I know what temptations will arise. I know what opportunities will present themselves, and I am preparing mercies that are perfectly matched to each one. You do not have to prepare those mercies yourself. You do not have to figure out in advance how you will handle tomorrow's difficulties. All you have to do is rest and trust that when tomorrow comes, the mercies will be there. You might think that sleep is unproductive, that lying unconscious for hours is a waste of time when there is so much to do. You might feel guilty about sleeping, as if you should be doing something more useful with those hours, but nothing could be further from the truth. Sleep is one of the most productive things you can do. because it is during sleep that I do some of my best work in you. The work of renewal, the work of restoration, the work of preparing you for what lies ahead. So do not resent the time you spend sleeping. Do not see it as time lost. See it as time invested. Time when you are allowing me to renew you from the inside out. Time when you are partnering with grace in the most passive way possible, simply by receiving the gift of rest. Close your eyes tonight knowing that while you sleep, grace is at work, and when you wake, you will find mercies that did not exist before. Mercies that are exactly what you need for whatever the new day brings. The 17th lesson is this: love casts out fear. Perfect love drives out fear. This is not a metaphor. This is a spiritual law, as real and reliable as gravity. Fear cannot survive in the presence of perfect love. It shrivels up. It loses its power. It slinks away into the shadows where it came from. So the antidote to your fear is not more courage. It is not more willpower. It is not trying harder to be brave. The antidote to your fear is more love. When you know, truly know, how deeply and completely you are loved, fear becomes powerless. Because fear is rooted in the belief that you might be abandoned, might be rejected, might be left to face the darkness alone. But when you know that you are loved with an everlasting love, when you know that nothing can separate you from that love, when you know that you are held and cherished and treasured beyond measure, there is simply nothing left to fear. I love you, not because of what you have done, not because of what you might become, just because you are you. I love you with a love that will never let you go, never give up on you, never grow tired of you. Let this love surround you tonight like a warm blanket. Let it seep into all the places where fear has been living, and watch as the fear begins to melt away. You are loved, perfectly, completely, eternally, and there is nothing to fear. The 18th lesson is this: the burden was never yours to carry. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. This is not a suggestion. This is an invitation. A standing invitation that has been open for thousands of years and will never be rescinded. You are tired because you have been carrying things that were never meant for your shoulders, responsibilities that are not yours, worries that do not belong to you, weights that were designed for someone much stronger. I see you struggling under the load. I see the way your back bends, the way your knees buckle, the way every step feels like a battle. And I am asking you to stop. Stop carrying what I never asked you to carry. My yoke is easy. My burden is light. Not because I do not ask anything of you, but because when you are yoked to me, I carry the weight. You just have to walk alongside. Tonight, I want you to take inventory of what you have been carrying. The expectations, the responsibilities, the fears, the guilt, the shame. Make a list in your mind, and then, one by one, hand them over to me. This worry about my finances, I give it to you. This fear about my health, I give it to you. This guilt about the past, I give it to you. This anxiety about the future, I give it to you. Keep going until your arms are empty, until your shoulders are light, until you feel like you could float. This is what it feels like to let me carry your burden. This is what it feels like to rest. The 19th lesson is this: your thoughts do not define you. The anxious thought that just passed through your mind, that is not you. The fearful voice that tells you everything will go wrong, that is not you. The critical whisper that says you are not good enough, that is not you. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who observes the thoughts. And there is a difference. Thoughts come and go like clouds passing through the sky. Some are light and fluffy. Some are dark and stormy. But none of them are the sky itself. The sky remains unchanged, regardless of what clouds pass through it. You are the sky, not the clouds. So when a negative thought appears, You do not have to believe it. You do not have to follow it. You do not have to identify with it. You can simply notice it, acknowledge that it is there, and let it pass. Oh, there is a thought about failure. Interesting. I do not have to believe that. Oh, there is a thought about being unloved. I see it. I do not have to follow it. This is what it means to take every thought captive, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Not to never have negative thoughts, but to stop being controlled by them. Tonight, as thoughts arise, practice this gentle noticing. Do not fight them. Do not judge yourself for having them. Just observe them, like clouds passing through, and let them go. You are not your thoughts. You are something much deeper, much more stable, much more beloved. The 20th lesson is this: death has lost its sting, and so has the night. The same power that conquered death is available to conquer your restlessness. Think about that for a moment. The grave could not hold victory. The darkness of death, the ultimate darkness, was defeated once and for all. And if that darkness could be conquered, what chance does any other darkness have? Your sleepless nights have no power. Your anxiety has no power. Your fear of the dark, your fear of the unknown, your fear of what tomorrow might bring, none of it has any real power, not compared to the power that has already been demonstrated, not compared to the victory that has already been won. You are on the winning side of history. You are aligned with the force that conquered the grave, and that means nothing. Nothing can ultimately defeat you. So when the night feels long, when the darkness feels heavy, when the fear feels overwhelming, remember, death has lost its sting. The biggest battle has already been won. Everything else is just details. You are more than a conqueror, not because of your own strength, but because of the one who loves you, and nothing in all of creation can separate you from that love. Rest in that victory tonight. It is already yours. And now we come to the final lesson. The 21st truth that I want you to carry with you, not just tonight, but every night for the rest of your life. The 21st lesson is this: He gives His beloved sleep. This is my promise to you. Not that you will never struggle, not that the night will always be easy, but that sleep, true rest, deep peace, these are gifts that I give to those I love, and you, dear one, are loved beyond measure. You are my beloved. Do you hear that? Not just one of many, not just a face in the crowd, my beloved, treasured, cherished, known by name and loved without condition. And to my beloved, I give sleep. You do not have to fight for it. You do not have to earn it. You do not have to achieve it through the right combination of techniques and tricks. You just have to receive it. So tonight, as your eyes grow heavy, as your breathing slows, as the worries of the day finally begin to fade, receive the gift that is being offered to you. Sleep is yours. Peace is yours. Rest is yours. Not because you deserve it, but because you are loved. And I delight in giving good gifts to my children. Close your eyes now. Let your body relax completely. Let your mind grow quiet. You are safe. You are held. You are loved. And you are about to sleep the deep, peaceful sleep of one who is truly beloved. Now that you have heard these truths, I want to give you some simple practices that you can carry into every night that follows. These are not rules to follow rigidly. They are gentle invitations, tools that you can use whenever you need them. The first practice is the evening surrender. Before you sleep, either out loud or in the quiet of your heart, speak these words: Lord, I release this day to you. The mistakes, the worries, the unfinished tasks, I lay them all at your feet. They are not mine to carry into the night. I receive your peace in exchange for my burden. As you speak these words, imagine yourself physically setting down everything you have been carrying. Picture a heavy backpack sliding off your shoulders. Picture a stack of papers being placed on a table. Picture chains falling away from your wrists. And then, with empty hands and light shoulders, breathe deeply. Inhale peace. Let it fill your lungs completely. Exhale worry. Let it flow out of you without resistance. Inhale trust. Feel it settling into your bones. Exhale control. Release your grip on everything you cannot change. Do this for several breaths. Let each inhale bring you more peace. Let each exhale carry away more worry, until you feel light, until you feel free, until you feel ready to rest. This is the evening surrender. Practice it tonight. Practice it every night, and watch how your relationship with sleep begins to change. The second practice is scripture saturation. Choose one verse, just one, to carry with you into sleep. Let it be your final conscious thought, your last meditation before you drift away. You might choose, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," or "He gives His beloved sleep," or "Be still and know that I am God," or any verse that speaks peace to your particular heart. And then, slowly, deliberately, repeat that verse in your mind. Do not rush it. Savor each word. Let the meaning sink in deeper with each repetition. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Feel the weight of each word. The Lord, the creator of the universe, the one who flung the stars into space, that Lord is my shepherd, mine, personally, intimately, my shepherd. And because He is my shepherd, I shall not want. I will lack nothing that I truly need, ever. Let the verse become a lullaby, a gentle rhythm that carries you towards sleep. You do not need to understand every theological nuance. You do not need to analyze the original languages. Just let the words wash over you. Let them saturate your mind. And if you fall asleep in the middle of the verse, that is perfectly fine. The words will continue to work in you, even as you rest. This is scripture saturation, the deliberate filling of your mind with truth, so that there is no room left for lies. The third practice is the gratitude inventory. Before you close your eyes for the final time tonight, name 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be big things. They do not have to be impressive things. Just 3 things that made today a little better than it might have been. Maybe you are grateful for a cup of coffee that tasted particularly good, or a text from a friend that made you smile, or the feeling of warm water in your shower, or the way the light looked coming through your window this afternoon. Gratitude is not about finding grand, dramatic blessings. It is about noticing the small, quiet gifts that are woven throughout every single day. When you take inventory of these gifts, when you name them specifically and thank the giver, you are rewiring your brain. You are training your mind to look for the good instead of constantly scanning for the bad. And this has a profound effect on your ability to sleep, because a grateful heart is a peaceful heart, and a peaceful heart rests easily. So name your 3 things. Say them out loud if you can. I am grateful for this. I am grateful for that. I am grateful for this other thing. And let that gratitude carry you into sleep. The fourth practice is speaking to your soul. This might feel strange at first, but it is actually deeply biblical. The psalmists did it all the time. They addressed their own souls directly, like a wise elder speaking to a frightened child. Why are you cast down, O my soul? Why are you disquieted within me? And then they answered themselves with truth. Hope in God, for I shall yet praise Him, the health of my countenance and my God. You have authority over your own inner dialogue. You do not have to passively accept whatever your soul serves up. You can speak to it. You can direct it. You can remind it of what is true. So when anxiety rises, address it directly. Soul, why are you anxious? Have we not seen God's faithfulness before? Have we not walked through dark valleys and emerged on the other side? We can trust him tonight as well. When fear creeps in, speak to it. Fear, you do not belong here. I am a child of God, loved and protected. There is nothing to fear in this night. When despair whispers its lies, answer back. Despair, you are a liar. Joy will come in the morning. This season will pass. Hope is not dead, only sleeping. This is not about positive thinking or self-help platitudes. This is about wielding the truth like a sword, cutting through the lies that would steal your peace. You have more authority than you know. Use it. The fifth and final practice is the nightly commendation. This is how Jesus himself closed his eyes on the cross, and it is how the faithful have been closing their eyes ever since. Into your hands I commit my spirit. These words are a final release, a final surrender, a final acknowledgement that you are not in control, and you do not need to be, because the one who is in control is infinitely trustworthy. When you commit your spirit into my hands, you are saying, I do not know what this night will hold. I do not know what dreams will come. I do not know what tomorrow will bring, but I know that you hold all of it. And so I place myself, my very spirit, into your care. This is the ultimate act of trust, and it is the doorway to the deepest rest. So as you feel sleep approaching, as your thoughts begin to soften and blur, speak these words in your heart. Into your hands I commit my spirit, and then let go. Completely, fully, without reservation. You are safe. The hands that hold you are the hands that hung the stars. The heart that watches over you is a heart of perfect love. You can let go now. You can rest. We have come to the end of our time together, dear one. But in another sense, we are only at the beginning, because these truths I have shared with you are not meant for just one night. They are meant for every night, every restless hour, every anxious thought, every dark valley. You now carry with you 21 lessons that have the power to transform your relationship with sleep, with peace, with yourself, and with me. You know that you were loved before you were useful. That worry is a prayer to the wrong God. That peace is not the absence of storms, but the presence of the shepherd. That your weakness is the doorway to my strength. That forgiveness is not a feeling, but a release. You know that tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. That your body is a temple. That fear and faith cannot occupy the same breath. That what you meditate on, you become. That gratitude is the antidote to anxiety. You know that stillness is not inactivity but trust. That you cannot earn what has already been given. That the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness cannot overcome it. That you are never alone. That surrender is not weakness but wisdom. You know that you are being renewed while you sleep. That love casts out fear. That the burden was never yours to carry. That your thoughts do not define you. That death has lost its sting, and that I give my beloved sleep. These truths are now part of you. They are seeds planted in the garden of your mind, ready to bear fruit in season after season. And whenever you forget, whenever the worries pile up and the fear creeps back in, you can return here. You can let these words wash over you again. You can be reminded of what is true, because the truth does not change. Even when your circumstances do, even when your feelings do, the truth remains. So let me leave you with this. A blessing for the night and for all the nights to come. You are not broken. You have simply been misled. You were told that rest must be earned, but rest is a gift. You were told that peace comes from the absence of problems, but peace comes from the presence of the shepherd. You were told that you must figure everything out, but you were never meant to carry that weight. Tonight, you are setting down what was never yours to carry. Tonight, you are receiving what has always been freely offered. Tonight, you are beloved, fully, completely. without condition, and to the beloved, sleep is given. So close your eyes, dear one. Let your breathing slow. Feel the weight of the day dissolving, the worries fading, the fears losing their grip. You are safe, you are held, you are loved, and you are about to sleep the deep, restorative, peaceful sleep that only comes from resting in the arms of the one who made you, knows you, and loves you more than you could ever imagine. Good night, beloved. I will be here when you wake. If these words have brought you peace tonight, you are welcome here always. This place exists for nights just like this one, for hearts just like yours, for anyone who needs to be reminded that they are not alone in the dark. Consider subscribing so that the next time sleep feels far away, you will know exactly where to find rest. Leave a word in the comments if something stirred in your heart tonight. You are not alone in what you carry, and your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And now, truly, rest. Let your eyes close. Let your body sink into the surface beneath you. Let all the tension in your muscles release. You have done enough for today. You have heard enough truth for one night. Now it is time to simply be. Be still. Be at peace. Be held. Be loved. Be the beloved child, drifting peacefully into the arms of the Father who has been waiting for you all along. Good night, sweet dreams, and may you wake with fresh mercies, new strength, and a heart full of peace. I am with you, always, forever. Amen. And as the night deepens and silence settles over the world, let the ancient words rise like a soft wind through the soul, carrying with them the 21 life-changing lessons from the Bible, whispered not as commands but as invitations. Gentle, patient, eternal. Lesson 1. Before the first dawn broke, before oceans were poured into their basins, or stars were hung in their places, you were known. Your existence is not an accident, nor your breath a coincidence. You were spoken into being by intention, crafted with care, imagined with tenderness. Nothing in you is random. Lesson 2. You are not alone. Even when valleys stretch long and shadows fall heavy, even when the world feels silent and your prayers feel unanswered, you are never abandoned. The one who formed your frame walks with you in the day and keeps watch through the night. Lesson 3. Your tears are gathered, not ignored. Every fear, every heartbreak, every whispered prayer spoken through trembling lips is seen. Every tear that has ever fallen from your eyes has been noticed, honored, held. You have never cried alone. Lesson 4. Rest is holy. Rest is not laziness. Rest is not failure. Rest is not earned. Rest is sacred, woven into creation, before human hands touch the earth. When you rest, you return to the rhythm your soul was designed to keep. Lesson 5. Peace is a person, not a circumstance. Peace is not found when life becomes simple. Peace is found when the shepherd draws close. You do not chase peace. Peace comes to you. And tonight, peace stands at your bedside, waiting gently for the door of your heart to open. Lesson 6. You are more than what you produce. You are not defined by your accomplishments, your speed, your progress, or your performance. You are defined by love. Infinite, unshakable, everlasting love. Even if you did nothing else, you would still be worthy. Lesson 7. Strength grows in stillness. The world tells you strength means motion, speed, constant activity, but the Bible whispers the opposite. Strength is renewed in waiting. Courage grows when you pause. Hope anchors when you stop. Stillness is not weakness. It is power concealed in quiet. Lesson 8. You are forgiven more than you know. Grace is wider than the mistakes you made, deeper than the guilt you carried, stronger than the shame that tried to cling to you. What you think disqualifies you only makes you a perfect candidate for mercy. Lesson 9. You are being led, Even when you cannot see the path, life does not have to be clear for you to be safe. The shepherd sees what you cannot. He walks before you, behind you, beside you. Even in uncertainty, you are guided. Lesson 10. You are loved without condition. Not loved if, not loved when, not loved because, just loved, endlessly, without negotiation, without expiration, without the need for you to earn or prove a single thing. Lesson 11. Your weakness does not disqualify you. Where you feel fragile, heaven builds foundations. Where you feel small, heaven amplifies strength. Where you feel unworthy, heaven speaks identity. Weakness is a doorway, not a dead end. Lesson 12. Your story is still being written. No chapter ends your purpose. No failure ends your journey. No heartbreak ends your calling. The author does not abandon his pen. What feels like an ending to you is a comma in his hands. Lesson 13. You are carried through battles you never see. There are storms that never touched you, dangers that never reached you, burdens that never broke you. Because someone shielded you. You have been protected more times than you know. Lesson 14. Hope is never wasted. Even the smallest hope, a flicker, a spark, the faintest whisper is seen. Hope is not fragile. Hope is a seed, and heaven knows what to do with seeds. Lesson 15. Compassion is stronger than judgment. The Bible teaches not that you must be flawless, but that you must be kind. Kind to others, kind to yourself, kind to the parts of you still healing, still learning, still growing. Lesson 16. You are being transformed, not measured. Your journey is not a race. Your growth is not a contest. You are unfolding, becoming, evolving in the hands of the One, shaping you with patience beyond time itself. Lesson 17. Fear does not have the final word. The presence of fear does not mean the absence of faith. But faith, even as small as a seed, can quiet the loudest anxieties. Fear may visit, but it does not rule. Fear may shout, but it does not win. Lesson 18. You were made for relationship, not isolation. You were designed for connection with God, with others, with the world around you. You were never meant to bear life alone. Community is not a luxury. It is a divine blueprint. Lesson 19. You are part of a story larger than yourself. Your life touches lives you do not know. Your kindness reaches farther than you imagine. Your presence shifts atmospheres. You are woven into a tapestry far greater than what your eyes can see. Lesson 20. Love is the greatest calling, not success, not recognition, not achievement. Love, to love God, to love others, to love the world around you, that is the highest, holiest purpose you will ever carry. Lesson 21. You are held in everlasting arms. From your first breath to your last, from sunrise to moonrise, from joy to sorrow, you are upheld. Even when you fall, even when you doubt, even when you wander, the everlasting arms do not let go. So now, let these lessons wrap around your heart like a warm blanket. Let them settle into the spaces where fear once lived. Let them become a soft whisper echoing in your spirit. You were made for this moment. You were made for this life. You were made for grace. You were made for love. You were made for rest. And as the night deepens further, let me speak again, not in my own voice, but in the cadence of ancient truth, the rhythm of eternal comfort. You, beloved, are not forgotten. You, beloved, are not adrift. You, beloved, are not lost. The shepherd has counted every step you've taken today. He knows your exhaustion. He knows your battles. He knows your hidden aches. And still, he calls you mine. So breathe again, slowly and deeply. Breathe as one who belongs. Breathe as one who is safe. Breathe as one who is sheltered by everlasting kindness. The night is not something to fear. The darkness is not your enemy. The silence is not empty. It is filled with presence, gentle, watchful, unending presence. Lay down your concerns. Lay down your self-criticism. Lay down your impossible expectations of yourself. Lay down the burdens you were never equipped to carry. And in their place, receive what Scripture has offered from the beginning: rest for the weary, strength for the faint-hearted, mercy for the broken, grace for the uncertain, love for the beloved. Tonight, beloved, heaven draws near, and as you drift toward sleep, may you feel the nearness of the one who neither slumbers nor sleeps, who keeps watch through every hour, who guards your heart with unfailing compassion. May your dreams be gentle. May your breath be easy. May your spirit find renewal. May your heart find comfort. May your soul find peace. And when morning breaks, with new mercies, with new strength, with new light, may you rise knowing that you are held, seen, known, and loved beyond measure. Good night, dear one. Rest in the truth that has outlived empires, outlasted ages, and outshone every darkness. You are the beloved. You are the cherished. You are the held. You are the home of the one who calls you his. Sleep now, deeply. Sleep now, safely. Sleep now, peacefully. Sleep now, beloved. Amen. And yet, before the night fully claims its quiet hour, let there be more words for your soul. Words shaped like lanterns, glowing gently, illuminating the path that leads from worry into wonder, from heaviness into hope, from restlessness into rest. For still, the Spirit whispers lessons older than mountains, more enduring than empires, more tender than a mother's embrace, lessons that cannot be exhausted, because love cannot be exhausted. So listen now, not with your ears, but with the deep part of you that longs for truth, longs for reassurance, longs for the warmth of something eternal, drawing close. Hear this: you are not drifting helplessly through life. You are being carried. You are not stumbling blindly through darkness. You are being guided. You are not forgotten in the noise of the world. You are being spoken to, gently, constantly, faithfully. And so, as the night deepens even further, let the ancient heart of Scripture expand like a great river, flowing out new currents of comfort, currents that wash over you, cleanse you, restore you, revive you. Let these words unfold like the slow unfurling of dawn. You are seen, not just in your victories, but in your tiredness, not just in your smiles, but in your hidden tears, not just in your confidence, but in your trembling. He sees you, and seeing you, he loves you not reluctantly, not conditionally, not occasionally, but constantly. You are embraced, even when you feel unworthy, especially when you feel unworthy, for the embrace of heaven is not offered to the perfect, but to the seeking, not to the flawless, but to the honest, not to the strong, but to the surrendered. And tonight, the embrace is here. You are lifted in ways you do not notice, in moments you do not recognize, in battles you do not even know you are fighting. There are burdens that never reached you because grace intercepted them. There are storms that never touched you because mercy redirected them. There are wounds that never formed because love shielded you. You are carried more often than you walk. You are renewed with every slow breath, with every whispered prayer, with every moment you release what was never yours to carry. Renewal does not always come with thunder. Sometimes it comes with quiet. Sometimes it comes with stillness. Sometimes it comes with sleep. Let sleep become your renewal tonight, for there are lessons the Bible teaches not through words, but through rest. Lessons spoken in silence, written in peace, delivered in dreams. Let those lessons find you now. And hear another truth: the night is not the enemy. The night is a sanctuary. The night is the hour where heaven bends low. The night is when the shepherd sits closest to his flock. The night is when the faintest prayer becomes the loudest song in the courts above. So you, dear one, have nothing to fear in this hour, for the night is not working against you. It is working for you. It is wrapping you in calm. It is dimming the noise of the world. It is preparing the way for rest and renewal. Let the darkness become a comfort, not a threat. Let it be a gentle reminder that even when you cannot see, you are still safe. Even when the path is unclear, the guide is steady. Even when the future feels uncertain, the one who holds it is unchanging. And so, as your breathing finds its natural rhythm, let the scriptures breathe with you. Fear not. Not because life is easy, but because love is near. Be still, not because the storm has vanished, but because the one who calms storms is at your side. Come to me, and I will give you rest. Not because you must prove your worth, but because rest is your inheritance. Now, lean a little deeper into this peace. Imagine the shepherd standing beside your bed, not demanding anything from you, not asking for effort, not requiring perfection, only offering presence. Imagine him laying a hand upon your head, calm and steady, his touch radiating comfort that settles into your bones. Imagine him whispering to your weary heart, "You have tried so hard today, beloved. You have carried enough. You have done enough. You have been enough. Now rest, for I am watching over you." Let that voice be your lullaby tonight. Let it quiet every other voice. The voice of fear, the voice of guilt, the voice of worry, the voice of self-doubt, the voice of regret, the voice that tells you you're not enough. Those voices have no authority here. They dissolve in the presence of truth, and truth stands beside you even now. Let us walk deeper still into the heart of comfort. Think of the wilderness. Even there, you are provided for. Think of the valley. Even there, you are not alone. Think of the storm. Even there, you are protected. Think of the night. Even there, you are watched over. No place you have walked today is outside the reach of grace. No emotion you felt today is beyond the understanding of the one who made your heart. No burden you carried today is too heavy for him to lift. No fear you whispered today is too small for him to notice. You are heard. You are known. You are cherished. And now, let the blessings continue flowing over you like waves of soft light. May peace settle upon you like a warm blanket. May hope rise within you like a gentle dawn. May strength return to you like spring after winter. May joy find you in the morning. May comfort wrap every corner of your soul. May love be the atmosphere you breathe in and out. And may you finally release the last of today. Release the conversations replaying in your head. Release the decisions weighing on your chest. Release the deadlines that haunted your thoughts. Release the expectations you placed on yourself. Release the words you wish you had said. Release the ones you wish you had not. Release the regrets that try to cling to your heart. Release the worries that keep circling your mind. Release the tension hiding in your muscles. Release the fear that keeps your spirit tight. Let it go, all of it, every last piece. It is safe to let go now. The shepherd is here. The night is gentle. The peace is deep. The rest is ready. The love is constant. Nothing is required of you but this: to breathe, to receive, to rest, to be held. And as you begin to drift slowly, softly, peacefully, let one final truth echo through your heart. You are loved in the dark just as fully as in the light. You are held in the night just as surely as in the day. You are safe in sleep just as securely as when you are awake. So sleep now, beloved. Sleep wrapped in truth. Sleep wrapped in promise. Sleep wrapped in the arms that never let go. Sleep as one who is protected. Sleep as one who is treasured. Sleep as one who is endlessly, eternally loved. Good night again, dear heart. Good night, under the watchful gaze of love. Good night beneath the wings of comfort. Good night in the embrace of peace. The one who loves you does not rest, so that you can close your eyes, quiet your thoughts, sink into stillness, and let the night hold you gently, lovingly, endlessly. Amen. And as the quiet settles even deeper, let the river of truth continue its gentle flow, widening, softening, wrapping around your soul like a cloak woven from the very breath of heaven. For the night is not finished speaking. There are still more whispers meant for your heart, whispers that heal, whispers that steady, whispers that anchor you when everything else feels adrift. Listen now, for the Spirit is not done comforting you. Hear this truth as it unfolds slowly, tenderly, like the petals of a flower opening beneath moonlight. You are not too much, not too emotional, not too sensitive, not too quiet, not too loud, not too complicated, not too broken. You are exactly as you were meant to be. The shape of your soul is intentional. The depth of your heart is purposeful. The gentleness you carry is strength, disguised as softness, and the world needs the kind of soul you have. You are not behind, not delayed, not failing, not lost in comparison, not missing what is meant for you. For nothing that belongs to you can be taken from you. No door meant for you can remain closed. No blessing meant for you can be diverted. No timeline written for you can be derailed. You walk in a rhythm that is sacred, even when you don't understand it. Your steps are guided even when you can't feel the leading. Your seasons are aligned with a wisdom greater than any human clock. Rest in that. You are not running out of time, for the God who made time is not bound by it. He is not late. He is not rushed. He is not pressured. He is not hindered by the speed of your life or the slowness of it. He moves with perfect precision, arriving at the exact moment your heart needs. Not a heartbeat sooner, and not a breath later. So breathe. You are moving at the pace of grace, and grace is never behind. As the night deepens, let your heart lean into the ancient lessons written across the pages of Scripture. Lessons carved into the stories of shepherds, kings, prophets, wanderers, and ordinary people who carried fears just like yours. Let their stories be a mirror for your own journey. Abraham waited, and what was promised still came. Hagar cried in the wilderness, and God found her, even when she felt abandoned. Jacob wrestled through the night, and came out blessed. Moses doubted his voice, and yet he became the voice of deliverance. David hid in caves, and still became a king. Elijah whispered his despair, and God answered with a gentle breeze, not a shout. Ruth lost everything, and still walked into a redeemed future. Esther feared her purpose, and still fulfilled it with courage. Job suffered deeply, and still saw restoration. Mary questioned the impossible, and still carried the miracle. Every one of them faced uncertainty. Every one of them walked through nights just like yours. Every one of them felt the weight of their own weakness. Every one of them wondered if God was near, and every one of them discovered that He was closer than breath. So tonight, in your own quiet, in your own questions, in your own fragile places, you stand in the company of those who learned that faith grows strongest in the dark. You are not alone in your night. You are part of a lineage of souls who found God in the shadows. And now, let the Spirit continue speaking. You are becoming, even when you feel stuck, even when you feel unsure, even when you feel tired. Every breath is part of your unfolding. Every tear waters seeds of future strength. Every moment of rest is part of your renewal. Every quiet prayer is building something unseen. Every surrender is shaping your heart into something more whole, more rooted, more radiant. Growth is not always visible. Often it is silent, hidden beneath the soil of your everyday life. But it is happening. You are growing even now. Let that bring you peace. Now, let the comfort widen. You are carried by compassion. Not judgment, not disappointment, not frustration, not criticism. The one who holds you is gentle. The one who guides you is patient. The one who speaks to you is kind. The one who strengthens you is merciful. He does not rush the healing. He does not punish the weakness. He does not shame the falling. He does not withdraw when you struggle. He sits beside you. He walks with you. He whispers to you. He holds you together when you feel like falling apart. And he calls you beloved every single time. Let your heart take in more. You are forgiven fully, completely, irreversibly. There is no record of wrongs held against you. There is no tally of failures being kept. There is no list of shortcomings waiting to be thrown back at you. Forgiveness is not a fragile thing. It is a finished thing. Walk freely tonight. Rest freely tonight. Sleep freely tonight. Your soul is not under condemnation. Your past is not your prison. Your mistakes are not your identity. Only love defines you now. Let the blessing stretch further, deeper, wider still. You are protected from dangers you saw and from dangers you never knew passed by, from words that could have wounded you, and from battles you never needed to fight, from paths that would have broken you, and from choices you were shielded from making. You walk in a shelter that surrounds you always. When you lie down, you are guarded. When you rise, you are guided. When you wander, you are pursued by mercy. When you falter, you are lifted by grace. Nothing can touch you without passing through the hands of the one who loves you, and those hands are faithful. And now, beloved, let another truth settle into your heart with warmth. You are desired by God, not tolerated, not overlooked, not merely accepted, but desired. Your voice matters to Him. Your presence matters to Him. Your dreams matter to Him. Your healing matters to Him. Your joy matters to Him. Your rest matters to Him. If He did not desire you, He would not have pursued you. If He did not delight in you, He would not draw near to you. If He did not love you, He would not speak to you even now. Let yourself believe this. You are worth loving. You are worth keeping. You are worth redeeming. And now, as stillness thickens in the air, let the final wave of peace wash over you. You are safe in this moment. You are safe in this night. You are safe in this breath. You are safe in this unfolding story. You are safe because you are loved. And love never sleeps. Tonight, heaven is closer than your heartbeat. Mercy is draped over you like a blanket. Peace is settling upon you like dew on grass. Rest is approaching you like a gentle tide. So surrender to sleep now. Give yourself permission to drift. Let your body grow heavy. Let your thoughts grow soft. Let your spirit exhale. Let your heart unclench. For this night is holy. This rest is holy. This peace is holy. This quiet is holy. And you, beloved, are wrapped in a holiness that guards you as you sleep. Sleep deeply. Sleep safely. Sleep held. You are watched over. You are cared for. You are never alone, not for a moment, not for a breath, not for a heartbeat. Good night, beloved soul. Good night in the arms of unshakable love. Good night under the shadow of eternal wings. Good night with the peace that surpasses understanding. Rest now. Rest deeply. Rest completely. You are loved. You are loved. You are loved. Amen. And as the night stretches forward like an open pathway of stars, let your heart stay open to the words still unfolding in the quiet. For the Spirit has not finished pouring comfort, and the heavens have not finished speaking peace, and there are still treasures meant to rest upon your soul before sleep fully claims you. Lean closer now, for what comes next is meant to settle into the deepest chambers of your being. Beloved, hear this. Your life is not an accident. Your existence is not random. Your breath is not meaningless. Your heartbeat is not a coincidence. Your presence in this world is intentional, crafted with care, shaped with vision, formed with purpose. You were created on purpose, with purpose, for purpose. You were crafted in a moment of divine imagination, spoken into being with love, held together by the same hands that set the galaxies in place. There is a reason you are here. There is a reason you survived what others did not. There is a reason hope still flickers in you. The one who authored your story is still writing. Nothing is finished. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is beyond redemption. Every broken chapter can be rewritten. Every dry season can bloom again. Every valley can echo with songs of restoration. And tonight is part of that holy process. Now hear this truth gently wrap around your spirit. You are not forgotten, not lost in the crowd, not overlooked in the noise, not unseen in your struggle, not ignored in your prayers. There is a God who counts the hairs on your head, who sees the tears you cry at midnight, who hears the questions you whisper into the darkness, who notices the effort no one else sees, who treasures every moment you choose kindness when it costs you something, who remembers every burden you've carried quietly, who honors every act of love done in secret. You are not forgotten. You are remembered, held, cherished. The same God who saw Hagar in the wilderness sees you right where you are. The same God who comforted Hannah in her anguish comforts you now. The same God who stood with Daniel in the lion's den stands with you in rooms where fear prowls. The same God who noticed the widow with the single coin notices every sacrifice you make, even when others do not. Nothing about you is hidden from him. Nothing about you is too small for his heart. Nothing about you is ever out of his sight. You are remembered, deeply and eternally. Let this next truth settle. Your prayers are not fruitless, even the ones you prayed with trembling hands, even the ones you prayed through tears, even the ones you whispered with so little strength you weren't sure if they counted, even the ones that felt like they hit the ceiling. Not a single prayer has been wasted. Not a single cry has gone unheard. Not a single word has vanished into nothingness. Every prayer you've ever prayed lives before God like incense, rising, lingering, reminding heaven of your hope, your longing, your trust. He collects your tears. He stores your prayers. He weaves your cries into future mercies. Some answers come quickly. Some answers come slowly. Some answers come quietly. Some answers come in ways you never expected, but answers always come. For the God who hears is the God who responds. And now, beloved, let this next truth hold you. You are becoming stronger than you realize, not because you've forced yourself to be tough, not because you've ignored your pain, not because you've suppressed your emotions, but because love is shaping you from the inside out. Strength is not loud. It is not harsh. It is not hardened. Strength is the quiet endurance of your spirit. It is the courage to keep hoping. It is the softness you refuse to lose. It is the compassion you continue to show. It is the resilience that keeps rising after every fall. It is the tenderness you carry in a world that tries to steal it. Your strength is holy. Your strength is gentle. Your strength is born of love. And you are growing stronger each day, even on days when you feel weak, even on nights when you feel empty, even in moments when all you can do is breathe. Strength grows in the unseen, just like faith, just like healing, just like peace. Let your soul absorb this next truth. You are guided. You do not wander without direction. You do not walk without a compass. You do not drift without purpose. You do not step alone. Even when you feel uncertain, you are being led. Even when you feel confused, you are being steered. Even when you feel stuck, you are being positioned. Even when you feel lost, your path is still unfolding under the watchful eye of the one who knows the way. You are guided by wisdom older than the world, by love deeper than the oceans, by compassion brighter than the sun, by mercy that rewrites every misstep. You will not miss what is meant for you. You will not be abandoned in your journey. You will not wander beyond the reach of grace. Your shepherd knows the path. Your shepherd knows the timing. Your shepherd knows the destination, and he walks with you every step. Now rest in this expansive truth. You are deeply, overwhelmingly, eternally loved, loved beyond your comprehension, loved beyond your failures, loved beyond your past, loved beyond your doubts, loved beyond your fears, loved beyond your imperfections, loved beyond anything you could ever measure. His love is not fragile. His love is not conditional. His love is not temporary. His love is not earned. His love is not withdrawn. It is steady. It is faithful. It is pursuing. It is relentless. It is everlasting. You cannot outrun it. You cannot destroy it. You cannot diminish it. You cannot lose it, for love that is perfect cannot be undone. And tonight, that love surrounds you like a warm mantle. It fills the room you're in. It softens the air. It wraps your spirit gently. It settles over your heart like a blanket. It whispers peace into your bones. You are held in love, breathing in love, resting in love, sleeping in love. And in this quiet, let one more truth be spoken to your weary soul. You are being renewed right now, in this breath, in this stillness, in this night. Your strength is returning. Your hope is rebuilding. Your courage is forming. Your spirit is recovering. Your heart is mending. Your peace is rising. Everything you lost is being restored. Everything that wilted is being watered. Everything that crumbled is being rebuilt. Everything that faded is being revived. Rest is repair. Rest is healing. Rest is restoration. Rest is renewal. As you sleep tonight, heaven works on your behalf. As you dream, angels stand guard. As you breathe, grace flows through you. As you rest, your soul is being made whole again. There is nothing you need to do, nothing you need to fix, nothing you need to prove, nothing you need to earn. Just rest, just breathe, just surrender, just let go. Let the night do what the day cannot. Let the spirit do what your strength cannot. Let peace do what effort cannot. You are being renewed from the inside out. So now, beloved, sink deeper into stillness. Let your thoughts soften. Let your spirit loosen. Let your muscles unclench. Let your breath settle into a slow, gentle rhythm. Let your heart receive the peace that has been waiting for you all day. You are safe. You are calm. You are wrapped in a night woven with divine tenderness. And as sleep begins to gather around you like a warm fog, hear one last promise. You will not wake alone. Mercy will greet you. Strength will meet you. Peace will rise with you. Love will surround you at dawn. Sleep now. Sleep deeply. Sleep safely. Sleep wrapped in eternal comfort. Good night, beloved. Good night in the arms of everlasting love. Good night beneath the shelter of unfailing grace. Amen.